been having to use to take off the families of Kashechewan and Fort Albany off the floodplain. Now, the people of Kashechewan had a signed agreement with the Government of Canada to relocate them. This government ripped up that agreement. This government also walked away on 2 studies that they commissioned that said that the families had to be moved off the floodplain. So now we're, 4 emergencies in 3 years? I'd like to ask this minister to tell the Canadian people how many floods it's going to take, how many evacuations it's going to take before they finally move these families to safe ground.
Honourable Minister of Indian Affairs and Northern Development.
During this weekend, I was in contact with the chiefs from Kashechewan, Fort Albany, and Attawapiskat. All of them, Mr. Speaker, and their communities are doing yeoman service to protect the people in those communities, as is the Minister of National Defence, who has made aircraft available for the evacuations. I want to thank all of those communities for their efforts and for the receiving communities who have looked after these people as they've been taken out. Mr. Speaker, we're continuing to follow through on the Memorandum of Understanding signed with the Chief and Council at Kashechewan last year to make sure, Mr. Speaker, as they requested, that they stay in the community, we work on the dikes and make it safe in years to come.
Hear, hear. The Honourable Member for Timmins, James Bay.
Well, unfortunately, he's misinforming the House. The people did not say they were going to stay in the community. They were told by this government. And what the James Bay Cree are being left with are underfunded schools, third world infrastructure, and no coherent plan for floodplains. We have now Kashechewan under evacuation, Fort Albany under evacuation, and Attawapiskat has moved to stage 1 evacuation. And this minister cancelled the emergency evacuation center in Attawapiskat last December because he didn't want to fund the school that it was going to be built in. So I'd like to ask the minister, why is it that he continues to roll the dice with the families of the James Bay coast?
Honourable Minister of Indian Affairs and Northern Development.
Again, Mr. Speaker, of course, that's nonsense. We have been working closely with First Nations in the development of these evacuation plans. And, Mr. Speaker, I talked with each of the chiefs this weekend, as well as emergency workers from Ontario. Mr. Speaker, the evacuation has gone well. There was lessons learned from the past, of course, and we've incorporated that into the new evacuation plans. The important thing, Mr. Speaker, is we are keeping people safe. We are working with the communities as we put forward a comprehensive plan based on the Memorandum of Understanding signed by Chief and Council about what we could do in that community. We're proceeding with that plan, and, Mr. Speaker, we'll continue to do so in the future.